Hi, today I'm going to be showing you through our Navien SmartPlus controller. What I'll be doing is connecting up the RF receiver, taking you through the wiring procedures for the wiring center, and then individually connecting each zone for 3 heating zones complete. So what we have in front of us is the wiring center, the Navien wireless smart thermostat, and then we have the individual smart thermostats for each extra zone. So the wiring center is going to be wired up for the 3 zones. This would be your primary zone that would be controlling your heating and hot water and smart functionality. And then these will control your heating for zone 2 and heating for zone 3, also linked to the SmartPlus app. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you what's in the primary box that you first get and look at. So just going to lift up the lid, place over to the back here. What you get is our installation and operation manual, wireless communication installation operation manual. You get the main controller, which is the same, but this is your lead controller. You have your receiver, back plate for the receiver. In the box, this is your fittings. So you'll have your screws and plugs and your batteries. And then as you peel open the box, in the back here you'll have a choice of back plates. So you have a back plate for the wall that you can either screw or stick onto the wall as you require. And you also have a stand if you wish to place it on the side. And then inside as well, you have the connection cable, which links to the orange cable, which is supplied with the boiler. And that's normally to the left of the display within the boiler. And that's the contents of the box. I'm now going to show you how to wire up the wiring center for the 3 zones. So I'm going to go through each individual zones for this one. So the zone valves are already connected, and what we'll be doing is connecting the live, neutral and earth from each zone valve. So what I've just taken the first zone valve cable through here, and we're going to connect it into zone 1, which is this block here. They're all conveniently numbered for the connections to each zone, apart from the domestic hot water zone in the center here. So I've just finished that block there. That'll be my zone 1. I've brought that through there on that cable, and I'm going to bring that into there. I'm going to then repeat that process, and there we are now into zone 3. To capture all those wires, we also have a plate to catch there. You can run this plate here that goes across and captures all of those together. I always find it easier going from the center and working my way out. But that secures each of your cables, and that is 3 heating zones wired up for you and ready to go. So now I'm going to take you through the steps of connecting up the SmartPlus controller. What we have to do first is set up the display, which when you put power to our NCB boiler, as you can see on our NCB 500 here, we have a setup wizard. You'll also notice here that the receiver is disconnected. That is important for the steps that we're going to go through next. And we've got the controller on the wall here, but with no batteries. I've got the batteries in my hand. So what we'll do is we go through this first. So we're going to click OK to send and enter. We're going to select today's date. That's all that completed for the time section and date. We're now going to choose the gas selection that you're going to choose on here. There's 2 options. You've got the natural gas at the top, which is the G20. Then at the lower end here, you've got the G31 if you're using the included LPG conversion kit. So in this scenario, we are natural gas, so I'm going to select natural gas. Here, this is where we're now going to choose the heat demand, and we are fitting the Navien thermostat today. So we're going to select number 1. We've also got options to run from the panel, a switch live. We also have open therm on there as well. So I'm going to choose the SmartPlus connection there. The domestic hot water preheat function I'm going to place on internal function here for now. It will then take us through a setup and the results of what we've done. I'm going to confirm those through to bring us into the home screen. Once I enter into the home screen, this is the important next step on here. So once I click OK, you'll be greeted with the home screen. Now what I'll do is I'll take the receiver unit, place it onto the wall. As you'll see, the lights will start to flash. I'm then going to go over to the Navien SmartPlus controller on the wall, pop that off, and you can see the green lights are flashing up there. Place the batteries that come supplied with the unit. So I'm going to place in there. So we've got that on. You'll see then that come on through, and then the light will go blue. It will do that within the first 5 minutes of putting power on. This is why it's important to go through these steps as I've done here, and that will give you ease of connectivity. That means you are ready to go, and we've already got signal, and we've already confirmed that there. Then you can place that back on the wall. Just press it on there, as you can see there. The next steps I'll be taking you through will be with the wiring centre and how to pair the other controllers for the other two zones. So now I'm going to take you through the pairing of the remainder wiring centre and the other two zones. Earlier on we looked at the zone 1, which is already automatically paired, as you can see by the blue light. So this number 1 zone we do not need to touch any further. So that one, leave it to one side and move on to the other items. So the first thing I'll be doing is I'm going to go up to here and press the RF button. So I'm going to press and hold that until we get a fast flashing red light in the top one. So that's fast. I'm now going to let off, and you can see that the red light has gone to a slow flash. I'm then going to go over to the wiring centre, where you can see the cover's already off here, and we have a pairing button in the lower corner here. And I'm going to use my screwdriver, and I'm just going to pop into that pairing hole there, and I'm just going to press short and then off. What will happen is the blue light will go off. Then after around about 30 seconds, you should see a blue light appear on there, which proves that the wiring centre is now connected. What you will notice though is the red light is still flashing, because that part is still looking for other controllers. So this is where we're going to bring in zone number 2 controller. But you have to bear in mind that when you place the batteries in, you'll see at the top corner the number point would need to be changed, so it will start to flash. So I'm going to select number 2, and I'm going to press enter on there, and now that should pair up. You've now got signal bars on the top there, so that's zone number 2. I'm just going to pop the back plate onto that, so you can see that's all done. I'm going to pick up zone number 3, place the battery into zone number 3. Again, you'll see the numbers come up. In the top left hand corner you'll see the number. You're going to cycle around. This one's number 3 in the top. Push the enter button to confirm. It'll automatically take you into the pairing sequence, and there you go, that's paired number 3. I'll just pop the back plate onto there. So that's 3 connected, number 2 connected, wiring centre connected, but you'll also see here that you still have a red flashing light. This is where you'll need to go off and have a nice cup of tea, or just give it a couple more minutes. What it's doing is just going through a time sequence, looking for any other extra controls that may be connected. What will happen is you'll notice that the light will go from a red to a green, and once it would sit for a little while in green, and then once it's completed it will go blue. And then what you'll need to do is just check on each of your controllers at the top left hand bar that you've got full signal, and that will be you all connected. So on some occasions, you might find that one of your zones hasn't quite paired. So in this example, you can see this is zone 2, hasn't got any signal bars to the top left-hand corner. This shows that during the pairing process, this one hasn't completed that pair. So what you'll need to do in this circumstance would be to go through the pairing processes as you've done before, but instead of pairing any of the other controllers that are all completed, they can be put to one side. You're just going to focus on this zone 2. So you'll be pressing the RF button down until you get that red flashing light. And then on the front of the control, you just drop the little flap at the front and you'll be pressing the program and enter button down until you get a pair coming up on there. So as you can see on there, you have pair on there. And once that's gone through, that will show the signal bars in the top left-hand corner. And then after around about 5 minutes, you'll see that the light will change to a green on the receiver. And then after a little bit longer, it will then turn to a blue. So now we've completed the wiring and the setup of 3 heating zones for the Navien SmartPlus. You can now go ahead and download our Navien SmartPlus app, and that will open up new technologies like the geofencing capabilities and weather compensation. If you'd like any more support, any more help, please feel free to contact us at Navien Technical or come along to one of our Navien training days. Thank you very much.